It's been a thoroughly enjoyable season. I hope you've enjoyed it along with us, and for one last time, it's lights out and away we go! Lewis Hamilton gets away well, Max Verstappen slips in behind him, Charles Leclerc ahead of Sebastian Vettel, Alex Albon has the McLaren of Lando Norris for company, but as they all go through the top 10 unscathed, going wheel to wheel, the McLaren of Sainz with Nico Hülkenberg as well. I think Lance Stroll down at the back went off at the first turn, and the 2 racing points back on the track as well. In towards the hairpin we go now, as all the cars concertina up. On the inside is Kevin Magnussen getting ahead of Nico Hülkenberg. Hamilton comes out of the hairpin ahead of Verstappen and the 2 Ferraris, and there's contact at the back as they come through the hairpin.
Yeah, there was contact as well on the outside of turn 1. I believe there's a racing point involved. And look at Leclerc breezing past the Red Bull.
That wasn't expected there. Charles Leclerc ahead of Max Verstappen, and there looking up is Antonio Giovinazzi. Valtteri Bottas has made up places as well, already up in the 16th from the back of the grid. You can see the Mercedes coming through ahead of Danny Kvyat, who's got Romain Grosjean giving him an awful lot to worry about. Verstappen now has been overtaken by Vettel, but he's trying to fight back, keeps ahead of him as Albon locks up ahead of Carlos Sainz, who's ahead of his teammate Lando Norris. And Norris gets past Sainz and gets a tap for his troubles as well as he squeezes past the Spaniard.
Oh dear, yeah, that was a bit of a thump, wasn't it? Nothing he could do about that.
Well, this is how it looked on board with Lance Stroll. We saw there that the brakes smoking away at the start. Gasly originally locked up. Stroll didn't help by locking up a little bit, I think, himself, and we saw the resultant damage. We're on board with Valtteri Bottas. He's got 1 racing point down into the first chicane. He's got another racing point at the next chicane this time around. Bottas overtakes Sergio Perez, and he moves past and up into 8th place now with Ricciardo pitting. Into the pits then comes the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc.
And that's hard tyres going on. That's not the Ferrari I expected to see first this evening.
Certainly not. Double stacking. So a 2.6 second stop for Charles Leclerc. Sebastian Vettel front left. It's a bit problematic for him. Oh, and he was stationary for way too long, almost 3 times as long stationary, because they just couldn't get the front left on, and that is the problem. When you double stack, you are expecting a lot from your pit crew. Have a look here. Antonio Giovinazzi getting past Robert Kubica. Do they touch? Oh, they do. And a bit came off Giovinazzi's car as well. Bang.
So wonder Kubica wasn't upside down there.
Yeah. Right, in comes Max Verstappen, and will come out behind that Ferrari, which of course pitted an awful lot earlier.
Yeah, Leclerc pitted on lap 12. So that gives him a big advantage, doesn't it, towards the end of the Grand Prix, Max?
George Russell ahead of Charles Leclerc. Russell has been lapped. Leclerc gets DRS, but so does Verstappen. The DRS there for Leclerc as he tries to lap Russell, who keeps out of the way. Verstappen dives down the inside on Charles Leclerc. Leclerc saw him coming. Verstappen broke that fraction later, and he manages to get past the Ferrari. Now, can Charles Leclerc battle back? No. Verstappen is already quite a long way clear. DRS is enabled for the Ferrari. He's going to give it a go, Charles Leclerc, and goes wheel to wheel with Verstappen and comes off worse. As a result, they might have touched going into that chicane, but Verstappen hangs on to 2nd place. Leclerc gave it everything, but he didn't quite have enough. Bottas getting closer to Albon now. And Albon, who came a cropper in a wheel-to-wheel battle with a Mercedes in Brazil. Now, Valtteri Bottas on this occasion manages to get past the Red Bull without any fear of contact whatsoever, and he'll go through onto the next straight. DRS now as he's trying to break the toe, Valtteri Bottas, for Alex Albon. He's fighting back, but Bottas stays ahead. Perez on Nico Hülkenberg, getting a lot closer, and that DRS really is quite powerful, and Perez is going to go for it, late braking into the chicane. Sergio Perez this time around, nice and clean, gets past Nico Hülkenberg and up into 8th place. Hülkenberg has now got DRS though, and a slipstream, and he's going to try and fight back. Perez tries to push him to the right-hand side as much as he can, while still leaving a car's width to make it very difficult, and he did just that. Sebastian Vettel on Alex Albon, down into the chicane. Albon's got the inside line. Sebastian Vettel has to jump on the brakes, otherwise he was right into the side of the Red Bull there. But in doing so, Vettel prepared himself very nicely indeed to get the exit, and with DRS to move alongside Albon down that back straight. He goes round the outside, and Sebastian Vettel moves into 5th place, pushes Albon down into 6th.
Mate, we want to race Perez to the end, give it everything.
And Perez has got past Lando Norris as well. Sergio Perez getting Lando Norris on the final lap. Carlos Sainz trying to get at Nico Hülkenberg has now got Daniel Ricciardo right behind him as well. Sainz is in all sorts of bother at the moment as he scraps away to try and get 6th place in the Drivers' Championship. Lewis Hamilton has led every single lap of this race, had pole, has the fastest lap as well. It is Lewis Hamilton winning in Abu Dhabi to cap a championship winning season in 2019. Max Verstappen has come home in 2nd place. Now Valtteri Bottas with just 2 more corners to go from the back of the grid, trying to get past Charles Leclerc. Leclerc will be off to see the stewards once he's reached the checkered flag. Charles Leclerc for the time being 3rd here in Abu Dhabi. Valtteri Bottas finishes 4th. 2019 and this decade in Formula One is done. Mercedes have dominated here as they have done many, many times before. Thank you very much indeed. Can't wait for 2020.